All right, good evening, everyone. This is the City of South Fulton's Community Zoning Information Meeting for Monday, March 3rd. It is now 6 o'clock p.m. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to go over some housekeeping items. Please refrain from talking unless you are the speaker. Please be respectful at all times. Please keep your questions and comments relevant to tonight's topics meeting. Please wait for the presenter to finish before asking your questions and you're stating your comment. And any follow-up comments can be emailed to planning@cityof-southfulton.ga.gov. Some important dates to keep in mind. All cases heard tonight. Those public participation plan reports will be due April 7th, 2025. The public hearings will be for the Planning Commission April 16th, 2025. And then the Mayor and City Council public hearing will be May 13th, 2025. This is an overview of our public participation plan report. This is an example of the postcard that should have been mailed out, and also a part of the rezoning applications and special use applications. There is a public participation plan report form E that must be completed after your meeting has concluded, and you must submit that to us. This is our 2025 rezoning and special use schedule. We are currently in cycle 4. As indicated, where the red oval is, today is the community zoning information meeting, and it is March 3rd, 2025. So as Ms. Echols mentioned earlier, the format for this meeting, I'm going to give a brief overview of your project. The person for that project will then do their presentation, and then they can ask questions. The questions and comments can come from the audience, and then after we have concluded, the audience will have an opportunity to meet with you one-on-one to ask any further or follow-up questions. So the first case we have tonight is Z25-001, along with a special use permit U25-002. The address is 0 Riverside Drive. The applicant is requesting a rezoning from MIX, which is our mixed use district, to C2, which is our general commercial district, with a special use permit to allow for a self-storage multi-facility on the site. This is in City Council District 1. This is the submitted site plan, and now I will turn it over to the applicant.
Good evening. My name is Randy Pemsler. I'm joined this evening by Brady McDonald and Mason Newberry with Barefoot Land Development. The project is proposed to be built on little over 9.25 acres of land. We are located at the southwest intersection of Fulton Industrial and Riverside Drive. The restaurant building, which is on the southern edge of the property, is proposed to be 7,500 square foot. We have 2 retail buildings, each of 10,000 square foot, and the storage facility is a 40,000 square foot footprint. It's a 3-story building, 120,000 square foot of area. There's a existing sewer easement that we are respecting with the development. We've provided parking in excess of what is required based on the zoning ordinance, and we'd be glad to answer any questions or comments that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Did staff have any questions or comments for the applicant? Were there any questions or comments from the audience? Did the applicant have any follow-up comments that he would like to give at this time?
No, thank you.
All right, the next case we have is E25-005. The address is 7185 Old National Highway. The applicant is requesting a rezoning from C1, which is our limited commercial district, and R5A, which is a single-family dwelling district, to MIX, which is our mixed-use district, to develop townhomes and a commercial building on 11.66 acres of land. This is in City Council District 7. This is the site plan that the applicant submitted, and I will now turn it over to the applicant.
Good evening. My name is Charles Richards with Ironstone Consulting and Design. Is that better? Thank you. So as stated, we've got about 11.66 acres here on Old National Highway. Easiest identifier is it's where the rather wide high transmission power line easement crosses Old National. And Feldspar Way would be the nearest adjacent residential subdivision. So our piece is triangular in shape. It's bounded by residential to the south and to the north. Um, this particular zoning request, we are not asking for any variances from what is required in the MIX district. To comply, we have a mixture of 61 townhomes and a 1,700 square foot building that'll be split between commercial and office, being the three uses required to meet mixed use. I'll share a little bit from our um, community meeting. There was some interest in what the units will look like. At this point, the owner has committed to some masonry facades on the front. There was question as to whether or not the units would be staggered. They're not shown that way on the drawing. They're just kind of shown generically, but they will obviously be staggered as we are not asking for any variances, and the zoning ordinance does require that. Let's see, what am I missing? The units will be 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1 car garage, and there will be a playground associated with the neighborhood. As required by the MIX district, there are sidewalks that interconnect the 2 different uses with the residential, and at this time I'll take any questions.
All right, and in terms of a PowerPoint, this is the only thing that you had on the share drive, right? On the flash drive?
That is correct.
All right. Any questions from staff? Any questions from the audience?
So it's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, kitchen, living room type facilities, probably be on the main floor, and the upper floor be 3 bedrooms. So there'll be 2 stories. So hang on, that's on here. There are 73 parking spaces available adjacent to the retail office building. And then there is looks like about 10 spaces next to the playground. And of course, everyone will have a 1 car garage, and the units are at least 20 feet from the back of sidewalk to the face of the building, so space for 1 to 2 cars in the driveway as well, guests or whatever.
And I did have one question. When do you think you have the elevations for the townhomes and the commercial building ready?
If I have to make a commitment, I will say I'll have them in time for the mayor and council. You're probably going to tell me I need them for the planning commission, and if that's the case, I will let the owner know.
Yes, we will need them by the planning commission meeting.
Understood. We'll make that happen.
Did the applicant have any further comments?
No further comments at this time. Thank you.
The next case that we have is a use permit U24-001. The address is 1105 Research Center Drive. The applicant is requesting a special use permit to operate a nail salon. This is in City Council District 1.
Hi, my name is Roberta Cutright, and we are currently a operating nail salon inside of the Walmart. And we're looking to, currently we have, there's 3 licensed nail technicians and an apprentice. And so what we would like to do is also to bring others in to be able to teach and to train in this trade, so that they will be able to have a career in this industry. So we're looking to do that inside of the Walmart. And not only that, we're like one of the only African Americans in the state of Georgia that actually owns one inside of the Walmart.
All right. Did staff have any questions for the applicant?
I did have one question. How long have you been owning that nail salon at that
I've
location?
been owning nail salon since, well, I went to school in 2011 and started in 2012. So this is the first time being over here in South Fulton.
Can you clarify how long you've been owning it at that location?
We've been there now almost 4 years. Yeah, almost 4 years. Yeah.
Thank you.
Was there any questions from the audience? Was there any follow-up comments from the applicant?
No, sir.
All right. The next case that we have is Z25-006. The address is 2405 McGee Landing and 00 National Highway. The applicant is requesting a rezone from A, which is our medium density apartment district, to TR, which is our townhome residential district, to develop 50 single-family townhomes on 8.53 acres of land. This is in City Council District 6. I now turn over to the applicant.
Perfect. Thank you. First, I'd like to thank you guys. You've been a pleasure to work with so far. So hopefully keep that up. What this development is hoping to do is, if you guys in TV land can't see the site plan, the property in question or that we're discussing is actually literally across the street from the current Walmart. It's a defunct neighborhood that was developed in the late 2000s. I think they put their first building in 2010. And that building was torn down. The project was abandoned, but the infrastructure still rests there. What it was initially 30 apartment style homes for 55 and over, single story. The O'Connor brothers, who own the property now, wanted to redevelop into 50 townhomes because we think that would be a much better asset to the community of South Fulton. There is a large influx of rental properties currently, and we want to develop it into affordable single-family housing. As it stands now, we do have several concepts. You guys are welcome to come take a look. I did print out the site plans, but we have it up top, but anybody's welcome to take a copy of our site plan, take a look at it. But it is 50 townhomes. Like I said, we actually have not only the concept developed, we also have financing lined up as of today. We're going to be able to put people in with 100% financing and $12,000 towards closing. So we are very, very excited about our place. But that's my shtick.
Was there any questions from staff for the applicant? Was there any questions from the audience? You said that you did have renderings up front.
Yes, have them right here. Everybody's welcome to come take a look at them. They are preliminary. Do have the elevations on them. The concept we're going after is a 2-car garage with capability of obviously parking 2 in the driveway as well. But anywhere from 17 to 1,900 square foot is our current concept. Obviously, there's some tweaking we want to do with it, but obviously in conjunction with any suggestions that you guys may have during the process.
I had a quick question. What amenities do you intend on having on the property?
At the moment, we have only green space.
Okay, will they be in conversation on including any amenities, or you want to keep it at the green space?
We are open to any suggestions. As I said, it's a unique situation in that it's a current existing community. We're just resurrecting it as something different. So we're not closed-minded. We're open. We're willing to have suggestions. But like I said, as it was laid out currently, the original design didn't have anything to it, and we continued that theme.
I did have another question, well, a question. The connection to the existing neighborhood, I remember we discussed it at the pre-application meeting. Was there any follow-up? Were you able to get a yay or nay on the connection to the other townhome development?
On that one, yes. The neighboring townhome community was originally permitted under Fulton County, and they do not allow additional ingress and egress to that community. That's a restriction on that property.
Thank you. All right, our last case is Z25-006. The address is 0 Carrington Fairburn. The applicant is requesting a rezone from AG1, which is our agriculture district, to C2, which is our general commercial district, to operate a restaurant. This is in City Council District 3. And now I'll turn it over to the applicant.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Danielle Johnson, and I represent the Searles Foundation and 5 Points Development. And we are looking to rezone right at the northwesterly corner, right of way of Hall Road, and southwesterly right of way of Kimballton and Fairburn. It is a corner lot, and all adjacent properties are already zoned C1 or C2 already. So we're looking to get this corner lot that'll be 3,100 square feet. It'll have 32 parking spaces for a national casual dining restaurant. At this time, we are in negotiations and we haven't signed any contracts, so we can't give the name just yet. We are also under lease with Piedmont Urgent Care in the area that we are, developing in the same area. So this should be, fairly simple since, everything else is already C1 or C2.
Was there any questions from staff?
It is right on the corner. It's more so on the Fairburn and Campbellton Road, right on the corner. State Route 92.
So the frontage of the restaurant itself would be on Campbellton Fairburn.
Yes.
Will the access also be off of Campbellton Fairburn, or will it be from both streets?
Let me pull up my plan to double check before I answer that. You'll be able to access on both.
We're double checking one thing right now, but I do have a question. You said that it's fast casual type restaurants?
No, casual, just
Okay.
just casual dining.
So we're looking up to see if you're in the overlay district, and the overlay may dictate the orientation of the building. So
Okay.
Just give us 1 second.
Okay.
We'll follow up with you about that, all right?
Okay.
I do have a question. Looking at the site plan, it looks like your bypass lane is going to merge into the existing drive-through, or is that just an error? Or is there no bypass lane and it's just 2 drive-through lanes?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a bypass lane.
Okay, so it's just 2 drive-through lanes?
Yes.
That's going to merge into one. Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, for the public participation, at this point, most of the applicants, you've probably already received your email for your addresses. You've already noted the location and time and place on when you plan on having these meetings. So the next step will be to get those addresses out. Once you send those addresses out, please send them to each council member and the mayor, including the planning department as well. We can provide you with those emails. Your public participation report is due April 7th, so that means that meeting should have been hosted and that report should have been turned in to staff. If we don't receive that report by that time frame, unfortunately, your case may be deferred to the next planning cycle. If you haven't already sent out those notices or created the notice, this is an example of what the notice could possibly look like. So it can be in a postcard form, or it can be, a piece of paper, like with a letter form, I guess you can call it. So it can be letter form, so postcard or letter form. You can do it through your local post office. It's an example on the board of how that form will look. So Form E, it should be completed in entirety, including any proof of the meeting. So it can be pictures of attendance. It could be the example of the postcard as well, and a sign-in sheet.
All right. Again, some important dates to keep in mind. As mentioned, that public participation plan report is due April 7th. The public hearings will be for the Planning Commission April 16th, and then for Mayor and City Council May 13th. As always, we thank you for choosing the City of South Fulton.